Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here, and it is time for a very, very epic video. So this is going to be a start of a new, I guess, sort of series that I'm starting on my channel. I'm calling it Bakubeytuber Adventures. So yeah, before we get into it, I was going to say something. My phone camera's kind of messed up. Well, the front cam is anyways. Got a piece that hopefully will fix it and such coming. If not, then thank goodness for insurance and such. I'll get a new phone. It'll just be some time, and I'll be using the fam's phone in the meanwhile for videos, for like battle videos anyways, because I need the front cam in order to do battle videos. But at least these types of videos, I'll be able to use my own phone and such. So, yeah, that's just how things are going to be for a little bit of time. But, I guess life happens and things happen. But, yeah, still good film. I'm going to put out the vids and such. And, yeah, man. So, anyways, let's get into the series. So, first of all, I'll explain what the series is. Also, go and check out like the other series I started up. The homage series for MFB, that being one of them. Then also, I have started the burst skits. So, yeah, go check out the first skit. It's gonna take a little bit of time for those to like get rolling and such, but put out the first one. So, the seeds have been planted for it, the skits. Hope you guys are looking forward to everything that's gonna be coming with them. But now that I've gotten all that out of the way, fully getting into this series, Bakubeytuber Adventures. So that's what I'm calling it. And basically what this series is going to be is talking about some like behind the scenes stuff with trips that I've gone on or big time events that have happened and such with this series. So yeah, there's like so many events obviously I've been a part of and such, and you guys obviously don't see like everything that's fully happened. I show off like some of the things that have happened with the events, with just what I filmed, but there's also behind the scenes stuff that kind of happens, which is really, really awesome, and some things are really, really wild, and I decided to start the series to really talk about those things. So yeah, man, a fun series just talking about like behind the scenes stuff that you might not know happened. But yeah, man, anyways, let's get into it. So for this first episode, you can already tell by the name of it. It is the Frozen Lake Battles. So the infamous Frozen Lake Battles, which a lot of people, I'm sure it's probably the first video they saw from my channel. Can't even believe, like, it's still my most popular video and such, and completely honored, dude, the fact that that video has been watched like 3.5 million times. I'm absolutely still shook to this day. It's wild, dude. So we're gonna go into the behind the scenes stuff with that. So for this, we gotta take it all the way back to 2014. So 2013 being the year in which I had gone out to college. It's where I started college at my now former college. Being an alum now. But one thing about New York State, anybody who like doesn't know, I'm sure a lot of people know, but in the winter time, it gets very, 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 very cold. Like, really, really cold. I mean, it shows with the ice stadium battles and such I've done in the past. I need the temperatures to be really, really low in order to do those stadiums. And plus I have the mold for a stadium and got to put water in it. But it's got to be cold enough for it to freeze. So anybody who wonders, like, oh, ice stadium battles, they haven't happened in a little bit, it's because it's been warm. It hasn't been cold enough to be able to really do them, because you can't just put one in the fridge, the freezer. Yeah, the fridge won't work, but put one in the freezer, there's not enough space, because food's in there. But yeah. So it's got to get really, really cold in order to be able to make those stadiums. So whenever they happen, just definitely enjoy the battles. Plenty to go back and watch. But this is where it all kind of started. Well, it is where it all started. So at my college, it was like February. Yeah, it was the month of February. Around January, February is when it gets the absolute coldest, dead in the middle of winter, and it gets like negative degrees, like sub-zero temperatures with the wind chill in New York. Like, anybody who lives in New York and has experienced it, you already know. You know these things. But sure enough, Tajan and I, anybody remembers Tajan, my very, very good bud from college, he's the first one that saw me and like actually figured out that I had a Beyblade collection and such, and then we started doing a bunch of battles. There's actually a battle on here of battling in the college dorm, which, I'll go into little details about that. So when Tajan and I first started talking, becoming big time buds, and he realized that I had like bays and such, he told me about how he had like heavy metal system bays. Like, he, I guess, had Dragoon MSUV, but managed to find the ring for for his Drigger, and then he actually got that and such after some time. But one of the first battles that we had is I took a bunch of my bays, and then we actually took a bunch of the books. We had a bunch of textbooks, and we took them and put them around this table. And we made a makeshift stadium out of the table. So then I had a bunch of launchers, and it's actually how I met a few of my friends my freshman year at college was through Beyblade, believe it or not. And I was so nervous about it, literally coming from like the woods and never actually like battling anyone, let alone like letting people like know I got like a YouTube channel and I'm really into Beyblade and stuff. I kept it super under wraps, like super under wraps. Nobody knew. And like I said, he was the first one to figure it out, and then a few other people just started showing up, and then they started battling in it, and you could see it as the video goes along. It's actually a video on my channel. You can go and check it out. It's called College Battle Royal, I think I called it. And it's just so awesome, man. I even go back and look at it and I'm like, holy crap, those days, man, my freshman days of college. But fast forward a few months, it being the second semester when we got back, second semester of my freshman year, and it was really cold, like I said, month of February, and we had classes, and I saw that it was really cold, and I really wanted to do a battle on the lake. I was like, you know what? That lake, I think it's like it got so cold that it actually froze on the edges of the lake and it freezes out. So I went to Tajin and I was like, dude, you gotta do a battle on the lake with some bays. And he's like, let's do it. And then sure enough, we found a pocket on the lake. We like went out there and checked the lake to make sure it was sturdy and such. And then sure enough, it was. And we found different pockets. We wanted to do battles like, in a spot on the lake. And found a pocket. We found a pocket, and I actually put a rock there. There's a rock that somehow, some way got out, like kind of far on the ice. And then got a rock and put it in that spot. And then I was like, okay, so we're going to come back to this spot tomorrow. So sure enough, next day after classes and such, went down and checked. And the rock froze into the spot. It was like a perfect setup arena spot. I was like, dang it, man. It froze into it. I just put it here to mark it so we knew, and then it froze into it, so can't use this. I was like, let's go look for a different spot. So we had a few bays with us and such. I'm like, you got to go fast with this, obviously. Well, he knew that. Because it was really cold, and because it's really cold, not only because, like, fingers freezing and such, but also technology in the cold, like sub-zero temperatures, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. So definitely appreciate all of the ice stadium battles I did, because honestly, there were a couple times when I did kind of lose a couple phones doing them, which is why I'm really careful about doing them, and why I honestly do them inside now, But yeah, because got to be really careful doing battles outside with tech, because it can freeze, and then obviously that moisture getting into it, water messes it up. So yeah, going into a little science of it. So definitely appreciate just all the battles that anybody does outside, because they always have that risk. Anybody who does like ice stadium battles and such outside, Zanky's done some, a bunch of other people have done some, but definitely appreciate them. But anyways, we found a spot on the lake, and sure enough, that's where the magic happened, man. We set up, and originally I like sat down. I was like, should I just sit on a knee or sit down? It was really cold and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, you know what? Let's just get to it, man. Had my small tripod. I had a very small tripod at the time being. Actually, it wasn't even a tripod. It was literally my tripod throughout the whole duration of 2013, because like in 2012 I didn't even have a tripod. I actually held like my phone between my legs, and that's how I did some of my first battles. I didn't get an actual tripod. I didn't have the money to get an actual tripod. What I got was like, I found this piece of wood that just folded open, and then I put my phone on it. And that's what I used the entire time throughout like 2013 and 2014 too, believe it or not. Like I had the same piece of wood the whole time. And it was honestly, just thinking back at it, it's hilarious, because I literally used that as my tripod for about a year and a half. But then we got into the battle, man, and then, I mean, the rest is history. You guys can go and look up the battle. It's like the #1 video on my channel, which still, like, absolutely baffled that 3.5 million people have watched that. Like, y'all, thank you all so much for all the support, like, over the years. And that is the video that really blew up on my channel, which is absolutely nuts, man. And a lot of people will tell me, like, that's the first battle I've seen from you, Kimbo. Well, now I give the backstory for it. So, we just we started filming, and then sure enough, all the battles just happened, and it was even crazier than expected. Knew that the bays were probably going to slide around quite a bit because of the ice, but it gave them more stamina, and then the big time hits and stuff too. I mean, you guys was, I'm sure, seeing the video and such, and just it was so much fun, man. It was absolutely crazy, and then that just started a big old string of just battles and such. Like battle with Tajan a lot when we were in college and such, but. Yeah, man. And even when I went to visit him in 2017 out in Cali, it was absolutely amazing. But yeah, like I said, there's plenty of stories that I'll be telling with this series, but want to just tell a story about this. And while I'm at it, I'll tell a story about the second Ice Stadium battle. Actually, there were two Ice Stadium battles that happened. The big one that you guys know of, and there was one that happened before that, actually. I know I said something about like the ice, the rock getting stuck in the stadium. Well, they actually filmed that day. Like I was like, you know what? Let's battle with the actual stadium. So I had my Beyblade stadium. I did bring it down there, and we battled with my BB-10 on the ice lake, and that being the actual first battle we did with it. And then we're gonna come back tomorrow, and then we're gonna battle again. And then that's what set up for the actual battle on the actual ice of the stadium. So yeah, man, both videos are on my channel. Like I said, all of it's here. Those videos are here. Just got to go back and look at them. Basically, like ice stadium battles or ice battles on a frozen lake. You can go and look them up. But yeah, dude, those are the two battles that happened in 2014. Then in 2015, fast forward a year, I did another ice stadium battle. I got to because it got that cold again. There's sometimes it's like kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it gets absolutely crazy cold like that, and sometimes it doesn't. So in 2016, 2017, I actually didn't get cold enough to where I could do this. So that's why there were no more ice stadium battles after the very last one I did, that being the one in 2015. I got cold enough to where I could do that battle. So it was crazy, dude. So I mean, at the time, Tajan was at my college until like after like our sophomore year and such, and then he had left the college and such, and he went back home. It's understandable because like college isn't for everybody, and also finances and such, and then sometimes you find better places and such. But you know what I mean? Like life happens, and I was honestly bummed about it big time because he was my roommate, and then like he had left at that point. But still good buzz, and I'm glad I got to see him in 2017. Was really happy about that. Like I said, I'll save that for like another story. But I did the ice stadium battle again, and obviously this was before even Burst had officially been announced. Like this was beginning 2015. Burst wasn't announced until like I think they announced it in like March or April. So like a couple months after this is when they announced Burst, and then we started getting the single layer base. This is that year, and this is what I was doing with MFB before Burst even came out. So I did another battle. It was getting a little bit darker. Because I got out of class. I'm like, I got out of class. I need to go down there and do this now. And sure enough, went down and just took a bunch of bays with me, and then found another pocket on the lake. Because it got that cold, and there was actually a big time pocket. It got so cold that like there's a dock in my college, and the waves caused like the waves went up really high because it was really windy, and it froze. So one of the waves actually goes over the dock, and you could like slide down. It was really crazy, dude. But did find another pocket, and then did a few battles in that, and that battle's also up on here as well if you guys want to go and check it out. But yeah, obviously it wasn't the same because like Tajan wasn't there battling with me, and was bummed. But at the same time, it was there with me in spirit. And also just doing all the battles, it was still really fun being able to make another ice stadium battle for you guys because the first one was received so well. It got cold enough to where I could do it like the next year, and I'm like, it's time, dude. Gotta do it. Gotta have an encore one. And obviously since I've graduated from my college, and for 2016, 2017, I'm sure people wonder why weren't the ice stadium battles then? Like I said, it didn't get cold enough to where it did. Like it all depends on nature. It's absolute luck with it and just knowing the timing of things, and that's why I filmed when I did. the 2 years after, like 2016, 2017, it actually didn't get cold enough to where it really, really froze. There were some days where like froze a little bit on the edges, but it wasn't safe to go on or anything. It wasn't, it didn't get that cold. But 2015, it got so cold that one of the Finger Lakes, in the Finger Lakes region of New York, like one of the Finger Lakes, the one by my college, there's a small little circle in the center that didn't freeze. And that's crazy. That's how cold it got. That almost the entire lake was completely frozen. And there's actually a thing at my college. They said if the lake ever completely freezes over, there's no classes. We still have classes, even though there's a small little circle that one day. But it was all good, man. Had a few snow days in my college, but it's just like crazy just even thinking about like all the things that happened, and even just with that, it was wild, dude. But like I said, 2016 and 2017, actually, there was like it didn't get cold enough to be able to do those battles. So, yeah. But then obviously after graduating and such, where I lived, got so cold to where I was able to do like ice stadium battles, and I would take the stadium, I'd put a stadium outside, let it freeze, and then sure enough, just that's what made the ice stadium. A stadium made out of ice. It's got to be cold enough for it to last. Obviously, since then, like I said, technology, can be at risk of just doing it out in the cold. So that's why I don't really do many of them outside anymore. I'll make a stadium outside, bring it inside, and then just work with it with the time I got. Because once you bring it inside, warmer, starts melting, got a certain amount of time. Once that stadium breaks through at the bottom, it's done. There's no way you're really going to get a really good effective battle after a stadium rips in the center. But, yeah, man, but still, it's just so, so crazy. Even just seeing like the build up to things now, even with the ice stadiums. Will they come back in the future? As long as it gets cold enough to where I'm able to make the ice stadium battles, heck yeah, I'll bring it back in the future. You guys already know. But yeah, so that's the backstory of the ice stadium battles. So it makes the lake battles that much more special, as well as like the ice stadium battles, because like I still do the ice stadium battles and such. But yeah, I did do a battle on the kind of pond at my old complex. I did that last winter, and I did it with burst. I was like, you know what, why not? And then just let you guys know, I obviously I don't attend my college anymore. It's not going to be on this giant lake. It's on a small little pond, but still. And just did a version of it with burst, which was pretty sick, actually, if you guys want to go check it out. But yeah, man. Anyways, that's the backstory of the ice stadium battles. The ice, the frozen lake battles, and then the ice stadium battles leading to that. So yeah, man. Hopefully this guy's this gives you guys a little insight on like just things, with even what's led to the ice stadium battles now. That's one thing I really want to do big time with this series, and just say some things that you guys might not know, because they're absolutely awesome, man. And just getting like some of these memories and such out is absolutely incredible. And events happen in the future and such, I'll definitely be telling stories about them for sure. But yeah, guys, anyways, that is it for the first episode of the Bakubeytuber adventures. The story behind the frozen lake stadium battles. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did, and definitely let me know what you think about this series in the comments, because I think it's really fun just like getting out, like experiencing so many things, getting out some of the behind the scenes things for it. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do like a preview for like the next episodes, but yeah, I mean, why not? I guess for the next episode, gonna have a story about a very special blader, the first blader I ever faced. But yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, till next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool. Shoot, I'm about to here.